Have you ever noticed how two people can say the exact same words and use the exact same script for a sales call, and one will win and another one will lose? And I know a lot of people think, and a lot of business owners think, that they need to have some clever comebacks, they need to quote, I don't know, Bible quotes, but it's really not that. You just need to understand what is the objection in a score and then just pre-handle it before it even happens. And so by the end of this video, I promise you that you will be able to identify the real meaning behind your objections, pre-handle, I need to think about it, or I cannot afford it, and build total confidence in your offer. And by the way, for those who don't know me, I'm Victoria, and I help coaches, consultants, and just business owners build sales systems and scale. So let's get into the video. All right, let's get into it. So, just to kind of, first of all, explain what is an objection in the first place, because we need to understand the fundamentals. So an objection is just a manifestation of cognitive dissonance, right? So the tension between wanting the benefit or of a decision, so wanting to get more sales, I don't know, lose X amount of pounds or whatever, and the cost, the doubts, and the fears associated with it, right? So it's like every time, most of the objections are in the score, it's what if it doesn't work? Is it gonna work for me, right? So basically, to reduce this kind of dissonance, the mind generates rational or irrational justifications, what we call objections. So those could be like, I need to think about it, I need to speak to my partner, etc., just to kind of release itself from the pain of having to make a decision, right? Because it's painful to make a decision in case it completely gets screwed up and they don't get the outcome that they were promised by a salesperson, right? So the only reason they have objections is because of that, because they need to make a decision in the first place and they have fears around that. And so, first of all, just kind of to explain, if we even look at my sales call script, there are different ways that we pre-handle the objections, right? So the first way I pre-handle the objections is that, first of all, for my business, I have 2 sales calls. So the first sales call, I just ask them all the discovery questions, and the second sales call is the actual me pitching, right? And so what I do is I ask them all these questions, and then the usual objections that I would get would be, I need to talk with someone, or I don't have the budget. And so just to pre-handle those, I immediately ask, basically, when it comes to making decisions like this, how does it usually work for you, right? So in this case, when you are hiring an external partner or an agency, how do you usually make these decisions in your company? So they usually just say, I'm doing it on my own, I'm just the decision maker. And then I also ask sometimes, do you need to consult with anyone, right? And if it's a no, that's great, right? Pre-handled. And if they say, actually I need to talk to someone and so on, so then you tell them, okay, let's have this person on a call, right? So you can make this decision together. And about the budget, again, to make sure we're in line, if we put together a plan that shows you how to get to, your goal, are you in a position to make an investment in that kind of system? Basically, I'm asking, hey, do you have a budget set aside? Majority of people, if they're on a call with you, they have around 2,000 to 5,000 set aside monthly for marketing, let's say, in terms of marketing, right? If you're a coach or consultant, it's very similar, right? So people usually have 2,000 at least set aside, 2 to 10 plus, right? In case it's a really good product that you're selling or a really good service that you're selling. And so, yeah, you have at least $2,000 for sure. I'm telling you that. So yeah, this is how you pre-handle basically the actual objections before you're pitching. Because if you pitch and then they say, I actually need to talk to someone, etc., then you're kind of fucked. And the same with budget, right? So these are the most important ones. Now that we pre-handle those, I want to kind of give you the exact framework that I use in case you forgot to pre-handle and now you need to kind of handle this objection. And yeah, let me just show you the framework that I use. So to handle objection, it really takes three steps, right? So first of all, you say, objection aside, do you feel like this can help you get to X goals and solve X problems, right? So for example, someone says, this is way too expensive. And then I say, money aside, do you feel like this can help you to achieve 30,000 monthly revenue and solve your client acquisition problem? Usually they say yes, right? Because everything that you covered should have said yes. And then I say just why. And this why basically just helps me kind of make sure that they reaffirm to themselves why do they believe that this is true, that the first statement was true, right? And when I say why, they usually say, because etc., and yeah. And so the third part is I say, so when you say it's too expensive, what's coming up for you, just to see if I can help, right? So let's say in case that it's too expensive, it can be either two, right? That they're actually broke, they don't have any money. Secondly, that it's just too much upfront, so then you can split up the payment, objection handled. Or the third one is that there's actually something else, right? So let's say, oh, what if it doesn't work for me, right? So this is really just a kind of confidence issue now. It's not even money. They maybe have the money, they just don't feel confident. And then why did you don't feel confident? Then you don't say why up front, but say, oh, usually when people say that is because X, Y, and Z. Which one is it for you? You let them pick, right? You let them choose. And at the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, right, you kind of get to the point of what they were objecting, right? So again, the handle objection is very simple. Objection aside, do you feel like this can help you to get X goals, Y, and then what comes up, right? And what I'll do today as well is to actually walk you through how to cover each single objection, right? So prospect says, I need to talk to a partner. So using our previous framework, we say, great, partner aside, do you feel like this can get you to your goal and fix your problems? And then they say yes. And then we say why, right? And then they give their explanation. And basically then I say, for example, you can say, cool, so if your partner was here, what would they be opposed? If they say no, then great, there's no objection, right? Then it's really on you. What would stop you personally from saying yes right now, right? So like, great, so let's lock it in. I mean, if your partner would say no, then, there's no objection really, right? And maybe there's like another objection, right? Another layer. And if it's yes, then we ask, so on what exactly? Is it the price? Is it the system? Is it the timing? What's the exact sentence that they say, right? Make them quote it, and it brings the real objection to service, right? So when they say, for example, what if you bring like bad quality leads, for example? So then you would know that they're really just kind of objection. They're not feeling confident about the system that you're using of bringing good quality leads. Or, oh, what if I don't lose like the pounds, right? Or what if, I don't make, the ingredients needed to make the meals for a health coaching program, right? So then the actual objection. So it's not their partner, it's something else, right? And then even if it is the partner, right? Usually there's either way one decision maker in the business, really. So you can say something like, look, this is your business. Your partner isn't the one lying awake thinking about missed enrollments, missed opportunities, and so on. You are. If you're convinced, do you really need permission, or you just need the courage to decide, right? So a lot of people, a lot of men, they usually say, oh, I need to talk with my partner, with my wife, right? And again, it's just them being scared of making the decision. And so they also need to understand that whatever decision they make, it's not going to influence their partner or their wife. They're not the business owner, right? So they're not living with the consequences of their decisions. And basically here we're just saying, maybe you're just scared of making this decision on your own, right? But again, you cannot say upfront to people like that. You're just going to shoot up their ego wall and you're going to lose the sale. But yeah. So yeah, close. Besides looping them in, are you in? If yes, let's lock in, so you can go to them with confidence, right? And then when someone says too expensive, right? So budget aside or money aside, do you feel like this can help you to get to goal and fix your problem? Why, right? And then when you say budget, which one is it? Is it that it feels heavy up front, or you just don't see fully see the value in it? And if you've done your sales call right, usually they say, no, like I fully see the value in it. Like it's clearly going to help me solve my problems. And sometimes what might happen is it's heavy up front, which is okay. And if it's like cash flow, you can stage it. So basically say you lock in the price today, and then we split it into X payments. That way it's digestible without losing momentum, right? If it's value, then you've done something wrong during your sales call as well. But you can kind of try to recuperate, let's say. Like you want to get X students, X clients a month, even half that covers this fee, and then basically kind of explain the math behind it, right? Hard cap, then you basically either if you have other offers, like do it to yourself or done with you or consultation, then you can just basically give the low ticket offer instead of a high ticket offer. And if you don't have one, you just say goodbye, right? And that's why it's better to pre-handle this one, like even before they show up to the call or on the first part of the call, right? And then you close. I need to think about it again, thinking aside, or what do you feel? Do you feel like the system gets you to your goal and solves problems? Why? And then here I say, usually when someone says I need to think about it, it's one of those other three things. It's either the value, the timing, or trust. So, which one is it for you? And then basically you pre-handle whichever they pick, because usually like I need to think about it. It's not about that. So it's either they didn't trust you, they don't trust themselves, they don't trust the system that you use, they don't understand the value in it, and so on, right? So yeah, and then basically for each branch again, you need to create these objection handling sheets for yourself, but I'm just kind of giving you the framework to use it, right? So just for you to know. So yeah, you kind of pre-handle that and so on, and then you close. And I'm not sure I trust agencies. Again, you don't need to know this, and yeah, that's it really. So yeah, I hope this helped. I just really wanted to kind of break it down very simply how to pre-handle this, right? And by the way, every time after each end every time you close the loop of the objection, right? So first of all, they introduce the objection, and then you basically you say objection aside, do you think this will help you? Why? And then try to handle it. And when you're handling it, you basically say, and this is exactly the reason how we help clients just like you bring in more sales, or this is exactly how we help people just like you lose more weight and feel better about themselves. So you always need to loop back to the actual outcome that they're trying to achieve, right? So yeah, I really hope that helped you. If you found it valuable, like and subscribe, and also will help your algorithm show better videos in the future. And if you want more clients, if you're a coach, consultant, course creator, info product owner, and so on, you can just click a button below and chat with me. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Ciao, ciao.